everyone. Welcome to the Riverside Aquatics Complex here in Riverside, California for day 2 of the FINA Women's Intercontinental Tournament alongside John Abdu. Greg Meskel here with you in our final match of the night. Team USA taking on Kazakhstan in the second of group play. And you have Team USA, John, coming off of a victory. Yesterday they handled a pesky Japan team that gave them problems early on and then were able to pull out a victory. Kazakhstan coming off of a loss. They were handled throughout by Canada. What do you think we'll get tonight as these two teams meet?
You know, again, day 1 of this tournament, there's a lot of feeling each other out. What are the opponents like? What are we like? You know, what kind of roster we bring? We know for Team USA, they brought a little bit of a new roster, some diversity, some young athletes, but some veterans coming back. So they're working on melding together. Kazakhstan here, a new experience for them out playing in this Intercontinental Tournament. So who knows what we'll see? It could be exciting.
Team USA, a mixture of some veterans, Olympians, Cammie Craig, Betsy Armstrong, some newcomers, high schoolers, Mackenzie Fisher, Maddie Musselman for head coach Adam Krikorian. The opening sprint, USA and Kazakhstan on the way. We're back after this. Join us here in Riverside. And welcome back to Riverside, and we're underway here in the first. The opening sprint is controlled by Team USA, and they will start things off on the offensive end. USA in the whitecaps, Kazakhstan in the dark. Here's Maddie Musselman shooting to start things off, and the save is made there by Kazakhstan and Alexandra Zharkova. And let's take a look at the lineups for each of these squads. And for Kazakhstan and head coach Miroslav Trumbik, they go with Zharkova in the cage, Natalia Shepolina, Ayjan Akalbayeva, Anna Tarova, Kamila Zakharova, Anastasia Mirshina, Zamira Mirzabakova, Oksana Saichuk, the captain, Asel Jakoyeva, Marina Gritsenko, Natalia Alexandrova, Daria Roga, and Christian Krasakova. And the shot clock about to expire here on Kazakhstan. They'll dump it aside. Team USA and head coach Adam Krikorian, Betsy Armstrong, Maddie Rosenthal, Marissa Young, Colleen O'Donnell, KK Clark, Priscilla Orozco, Maddie Musselman, Mackenzie Fisher, Jillian Krause, Kelly Gilchrist, Elise Williams, the captain, Cammie Craig, and in the goal and starting here tonight, E.B. Kiev.
Awesome to see the athlete from Illinois starting in the goal for Team USA tonight. So I realize it's probably 9:30 in the state of Illinois right now, but hopefully we got some people watching from out there. Exciting to see E.B. Kiev get the start for Team USA tonight.
Kiev in the goal from Naperville, Illinois. Kazakhstan on offense here. Team USA on the women's side, largely a California-based team if you go back. You had Betsy Armstrong from Michigan, Elsie Wines from Oregon, and looking back the last couple of Olympic teams, and after that, all Californians. So bringing in some new players here. Kiev from Illinois, Maddie Rosenthal, a Miami, Florida native, as KK Clark is excluded, and a 6-on-5 opportunity here now for Kazakhstan. Minute and a half gone by. Opening period, we're scoreless. Kazakhstan here on the attack. Quick shot, Kiev there with the save. And sides are even. Ball back to Team USA as Clark comes back in.
Good start for Kiev. 5-man stop. Turning the counterattack on now for Team USA.
Clark throws ahead to Musselman. Craig in at 2 meters. Long cross pass. Here's Gilchrist. Looking to find Craig. Not there. Out to Clark. Shot clock to 7. Clark hitting from the outside. KK Clark delivers. It's a 1-0 lead for Team USA.
Beautiful shot by KK Clark. You know, great to see your 2-meter defender be able to play defense on one end, counter back to the other end, and also be able to play offense. Not a one-sided athlete, KK Clark.
5:47 left here in the first. Kazakhstan pushed out near mid-tank as there's a look at Clark defending. Primarily, that's her role, as you mentioned. Ball on the far side now.
You know, interesting, Coach Krikorian keeping her in the game. She already has 1 exclusion against her. She's still defending 2 meters. She takes another one here. She'll have 2 very early in this contest.
Ordinary called, and now a contra-foul called. A grab on the suit there at 2 meters. Clark defending. That had to deal with Asel Jakayeva. Turns it over, and it's back to Kiev.
We watched Jakayeva play last night. I mean, she's a really tough center, aggressive. Obviously, a lot of suit grabbing going on. KK did a good job of showing it early on.
Here's Clark. Craig in at 2 meters, looking to get her involved. Gilchrist gives a look. Shot clock to 10 for Team USA. Skip shot is in. Score it for Kaylee Gilchrist, hitting from the perimeter. And quickly a 2-0 lead for Team USA. 5:07 to play here in the first, and Coach Adam Krikorian will go to his bench with a heavy substitution.
Yeah, good to see the confidence from Team USA early on here. These women came out right away firing. You can see early on Maddie Musselman, the youngster, stepping up and taking a big shot, even though she missed. KK Clark stepping up, big shot cross cage. Now we see Kelly Gilchrist beating her blocker near side for a big power shot. So lots of confidence and enthusiasm from Team USA.
Gilchrist just finishing up her career at USC. Great feature on the 2 Sports Star on the Pac-12 networks earlier this week, talking about her surfing and water polo abilities. Basically, you put her in the water, she's going to do some good things. Entry inside now. The backhand Kiev is there for the stop as Marissa Young, who has come on, was guarding 2 meters.
Jakieva went with the backhand there. She's going to have to produce some goals for Kazakhstan if they expect to remain competitive in this game.
Here's Young. Rosenthal in at 2 meters now. Mackenzie Fisher has come on along with Colleen O'Donnell and Priscilla Orozco. Here's Young to Fisher. Fires.
Wow.
Bar in. Mackenzie Fisher goes off the right post and into the cage, and Team USA in front now 3-0.
Yeah, dare I say they're on fire. Both, but like we talked about before, all 3 of the goals now coming from a distance. Big shots coming from outside. Mackenzie Fisher with a bar in. That's got to be good for her confidence. You know, she's coming off of an injury, a broken finger. Youngster here playing with a mixture of veterans. So good to see her get that goal early on in this tournament. Great bar-in shot. Hopefully that continues to build her confidence and her experience as she builds her way with Team USA.
Yeah, Fisher coming back off of a hand injury. Kept her out of training there for a little while. High school season for Fisher here in Southern California completed at the very start of March. It was a CIF Division I championship for her Laguna Beach high school team, so didn't affect her competition-wise. Backhand is in for Kazakhstan, going over the head of Kiev. Score for number 7. That's Zamira Mirzabakova, and Kazakhstan is on the board. They trail 3-1.
Mirzabakova with a quick shot, like we talked about earlier in the day. These backhand shots, it's got to be quick. It's got to be something you do right away from the center forward position, or it's generally a low percentage shot, but she did it quickly.
Here's Gilchrist. Ordinary called.
Greg, I was just happy to say Mirzabakova on air.
And well done by you. Exclusion called. Quick shot and score. Colleen O'Donnell on the 6-on-5. She puts that one away. O'Donnell, an injury replacement for Ashley Grossman on the roster here and making a difference with a goal there and putting Team USA up 4-1.
Yeah, good confidence attacking quickly on 6-on-5. High percentage look. 4-1 Team USA, 3:39 left in the first quarter.
And the exclusion there goes on Anna Tarova. And now an exclusion on Team USA. And a timeout called.
You know, easy call here for the official to make. Mackenzie Fisher had a full grab of the suit of the Kazakhstan athlete right in the vision of us where we're sitting and the official where we're sitting. So easy exclusion call. And now we see timeout Kazakhstan. See what they can draw up on their 6-on-5.
Fisher picks up her first timeout called by Coach Trumbik for Kazakhstan. A 4-1 lead for Team USA. Off to a hot start offensively. Look back to their win over Japan last night. Took them a little while to get things in gear offensively. Here they've obviously had more of an opportunity to take the outside shot, and they've come out really being able to hit from deep.
Yeah, a lot of this game is about confidence, and so for Team USA to come out with confidence, shooting the ball, clearly that was something that Coach Krikorian addressed in his team meetings last night, this morning, before this game, and they're showing their confidence now. Let's see what they can do on defense here, though, Greg. That's going to be the key to this. You don't want to win this game, 15-9 or 12-10. You want to keep Kazakhstan at a low score if you're going to win this game properly.
Kazakhstan on the 6-on-5. Moving it around the perimeter. Akabayeva deals to her left. Tarova puts it away. Kazakhstan hitting on the power play. It's a 4-2 game with 3:19 to play in the first as sides come even.
Great timeout by Kazakhstan. Well-executed plan on 6-on-5. Got there, one of their best shooters, center cage, with a lot of confidence, spread the defense, score the goal. 4-2 ball game.
Here's Colleen O'Donnell, another USC alum. She'll advance into the front court, give off to Young.
See the Florida native Maddie Rosenthal battling at 2 meters, getting good position.
Here's Fisher moving in. Back to O'Donnell. Shot clock to 8. Goes near side. Gilchrist moving in. Great pass. Wow. And putting it away. Orozco cutting to the goal. Gilchrist hits her on the move. Then Priscilla Orozco hits, and Team USA up 5-2.
Really loving the team play from the Americans right now. Kelly Gilchrist makes a move to the goal, gaining inside water. Could have taken a bad angle shot cross cage, or like we saw last night, scored a couple of cross cage lobs from that same position, but unselfishly makes a beautiful pass to Priscilla Orozco on the drive. Easy goal.
Here's Kazakhstan now on the attack. And that entry pass too much on it. Kiev able to come over and take the ball away. 2:25 to go here in the first. High-scoring opening quarter, a 5-2 lead for Team USA. Here's O'Donnell handling. Gives off to Orozco. Into Rosenthal, creating space. Draws an exclusion. Nice work by Maddie Rosenthal. This will go against Kazakhstan and Oksana Saichuk.
Maddie Rosenthal proving that she can make moves both ways, to her right and her left, to draw exclusions and penalties, creating this man-up opportunity for the USA women.
Here's O'Donnell, around to Orozco. Fisher. Young and Rosenthal on the inside. On the 6-on-5, sides coming even. Pass there from Fisher, dangerous to Rosenthal, over her head, couldn't grab it, it's back to Kazakhstan.
A little bit of indecision for Mackenzie Fisher at that 6th spot. That's a tough spot for a youngster to be in. You really want to have an experienced player there to feed. But again, Coach Krikorian putting his athletes in tough situations so he can test them out and see what they can do. Learn from this.
In the near side, Gilchrist guarding, goes in, the turn, double team comes, and Young comes over to force the ball under. Nice defense there. And the ball back to Kiev.
Marissa Young showing some versatility, strong athlete, big strong athlete out of Cal State Northridge with Coach Marcel Leonardi. Really relishing the opportunity to play at this high level this weekend. We're seeing her play on the perimeter, 2-meter defense. If she had to post up, she could do it as well. Great to see these girls pick up this experience.
Gilchrist, O'Donnell, few fakes, puts it away. Colleen O'Donnell with her 2nd of the night on the outside shot, and it's a 6-2 lead for the U.S. with less than a minute to play here in the first.
Yeah, again, we're seeing all this confidence in the shooting from Team USA. 6 goals in the first quarter already, and potentially another one to come. But strong shooting from O'Donnell there, coming off of a great season for the USC. Seeing Gilchrist score her goals. Everyone's doing a great job right now so far for Team USA.
And now Team USA will go to the bench. And we'll see Musselman return, along with Elise Williams, Cammie Craig, and Jillian Krause. Ball near side.
Jakieva back at 2 meters at the center forward position for Kazakhstan. The captain commanding where she wants the ball to come from.
Here's Akabayeva moving in. Shot clock to 10. She'll take a look. That shot attempt, Craig with the field block. Knocks it down and deals it back to Kiev. And a timeout called. Adam Krikorian will call for time with 30 seconds remaining here in the first period, and a 6-2 advantage for Team USA.
Good timeout by Coach Krikorian. Try to finish the quarter off with yet another goal. Really would show some offensive efficiency for them to get another goal here. Could potentially be 7 goals in one quarter, but wise move by Coach to try to set something up here. Again, you use the timeout, you get 1 per quarter, and really put the pressure on Kazakhstan.
And you get a good look there at Coach Krikorian in the huddle. Team USA and Kazakhstan have met before. They generally meet up in the World Championship because prior to this year, this type of event didn't exist. Kazakhstan would normally qualify in another part of the world. So usually only an opportunity to meet perhaps in the World Championships. Kazakhstan does have experience making the Olympic Games a few quadrennials back, but not a team they see all the time. And so far off to a good start here, up 6-2.
Yeah, so that always makes it a little tough to prepare for because you don't know necessarily what to see. You don't have that familiarity that they may have with Canada, Brazil, even China and Australia. They get to play often.
Out of the timeout, here's Team USA. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds left here in the period. Here's Orozco. They keep it on the perimeter. Fisher handling. Into Craig. And a dangerous pass there. And Kazakhstan all over that play. And last chance here. Final attempt. Kiev pulls it down, and we come to the end of the first quarter. An offensive outburst here for Team USA. They pile up 6 goals, just 2 for Kazakhstan. We'll be back after this with the second. Join us from Riverside. Back here at the Riverside Aquatics Complex, a strong first period for Team USA, 6-2. They lead over Kazakhstan along with John Abdu. Greg Meskel here with you at the FINA Women's Intercontinental Tournament. Top 4 teams advance to the FINA World League Super Final taking place next month in China. These 2 teams, of course, want to be in that field. And Team USA off to a strong start here against Kazakhstan. Nice work by E.B. Kiev. 3 saves to start things off here in the first. Colleen O'Donnell hitting for 2 goals. And then we saw a couple of goals. K.K. Clark, Priscilla Orozco, Mackenzie Fisher, Kelly Gilchrist. So nice balance for Team USA, and especially out of that second line that they've gone to, which looked, I think, a little shaky perhaps last night at times when they were out there by themselves having to fend for themselves, but got that experience and now seem a little more confident here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Second day of the tournament, they're gaining some confidence, gaining some the comfort factor is a little bit stronger now, and so these girls in a different situation. It's a different squad, a different team, a mixture of athletes in there, so great to see them come out with some confidence at the start of this game.
Second period underway, opening sprint. Musselman got there first. Clark comes over to rescue it for Team USA, and Elise Williams will get us started here in the second. Here's Musselman, now Gilchrist. Williams takes a look. Inside to Craig. Trying to make a catch, but Kazakhstan able to come away with the steal. They did a nice job neutralizing Craig so far. She hasn't gotten too many clean looks on the entry into 2 meters.
No, it's a swarming defense. There's a lot of help defense coming back on her, but that's the only defense you can run against a world-class center like Cammie Craig. Yeah, if they decided to play her one-on-one, it would probably be foolish.
Kazakhstan driven out near mid-tank. 10 on the shot clock. Ball on the near side. Alexandrova. Now Gritsenko, they play catch. Alexandrova takes a look, fires. Kiev with the left hand, knocks it down, and controls it for Team USA.
Nice save by E.B. Kiev. Let's see if she can make this outlet pass.
Nice pass out there.
Beautiful.
Gets it right in front of K.K. Clark on the move. She's moving in unguarded. Clark pulls up and puts it away. K.K. Clark, her second of the day. Then a 7-2 lead for the United States. About a minute gone by here in the second.
Yeah, awesome to see E.B. Kiev not only make the save, but make the outlet pass. You know, we saw her in an exhibition game on Monday, making a lot of blocks, but struggling a little bit with the passing. And there she was able to get the long outlet pass to K.K. Clark, who is such a natural fluid motion in the water, able to move across her body, make the goalie move laterally, and score the goal.
Kazakhstan takes over. Trying to get their offense on track here. Team USA has been so strong out of the gate. Aggressive defense there from Gilchrist. That pass attempt tipped, taken away. Gilchrist with the steal. USA could have the advantage. Jillian Krause countering hard here off the steal. She is ahead of the field now. Krause advancing. Kazakhstan giving chase. Changes direction, turns, shoots, puts it away. Jillian Krause on the counterattack, scores it and adds another for the United States.
Beautiful move by Jillian Krause. Stops her body, keeps the defender on the back. The defender has to stop playing defense, then creates separation, rolls out to her left and skips the ball into the goalie's arm. Nice play.
And an 8-2 lead for the United States. Not fooling around here in the first half with Kazakhstan. Contra foul there. It'll turn over and go back to the United States. And the United States will have numbers again here As Kazakhstan trailing the play, Jakayeva slow to get back. Here's Elise Williams, deals off to Gilchrist moving in. Ordinary called. And they'll pull it back out as Kazakhstan regroups on defense. Here's Williams. Gives off to Kraus. Shot clock to 9. Williams, Musselman. Entry inside. Craig, the turn. Ball under is the call. Craig had room to operate, but put the ball all the way under, and the official calls it.
It's the second time this tournament that we've seen Cammie get her hand on top of the ball, make a turn, and they get called for a ball under. With that many defenders crashing around her, she'd be well served to get her hand underneath the ball, scoop it out, get a quick kick out, as we've seen some of the center forwards do earlier in the day.
5:35 to go here in the first half, an 8-2 lead for Team USA. And a contra foul on Kazakhstan on Gritsenko, a tug of the suit on KK Clark, and it'll go the other way. And here's Kiev. And then in transition, an exclusion here against Kazakhstan. And this will go against Anna Tarova, her second, and now a 6-on-5 here for Team USA.
Yeah, drawn by Maddie Musselman over there, swimming hard in transition to draw the exclusion.
Kraus to Clark. Gilchrist. Good look inside. Craig on the one-timer, puts it away. Cammie Craig popping up right around 3 meters, buries it, and the United States has another with 5:10 remaining here in the first half.
That's what you want to get out of your 6-on-5 opportunities. You want to get a goal from the post. You want to get a high percentage goal from the post. And beautiful look, cross pass into Cammie Craig, who's got great hands, great finish. USA up 9-2 now, with 5:10 left in the first half.
And we'll see Mackenzie Fisher come on, replacing Gilchrist. Ordinary called. Cross pass now on the perimeter. Kazakhstan hasn't really been able to get anything going here offensively between turnovers like this. Then when they do have the ball, USA defenses have them on lockdown.
Yeah, and when you're really playing such strong aggressive defense like the Americans are doing right now, one way to counter that is to just try to break free, do anything you can to get open, and that's where you're seeing all these contra fouls happen, and continue to give the ball back to Team USA because of these contra fouls that Kazakhstan is committing.
Ball will stay with Team USA. Deflected out there by Zharkova. Here's Kraus. And now an exclusion is called. Clark drawing that on the perimeter. And a 6-on-5 opportunity. It'll go against Jakayeva, the captain. That's her first. Here's Musselman. Now Kraus. Gives off to Clark. Swinging around Fisher. Musselman up to pull that one down, but her shot on the outside of the goal and out of play, and the sides come even. A little over 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Dominant opening couple of quarters here for Team USA as they lead 9-2. Ordinary called. Entry inside the backhand. Kiev is there with the right hand to knock it down.
There's Mirza Bakova again with another backhand. Worked the first time for her. EB Kiev wise to it now. Looking for an outlet pass. The Americans in transition.
Here's Musselman. Throws ahead to Fisher. Craig is open in the middle, takes the catch, and skips it home. Fisher to Craig. Cammie Craig's second goal. And a 10-2 lead right now for Team USA. And they'll go back to their bench and bring in 4 new bodies.
You know, fundamental transition defenses, you want to guard the people closest to the goal. And you can see Kazakhstan in transition, turning their heads, maybe moving out to press the ball and press people away from the goal, leaving Cammie Craig wide open in front. And she's got such good hands and such strong wrists and forearms, which is something, a quality that you want out of your center forwards. And she's able to push the ball underneath the goalie's arm for the score.
3:43 to go here in the first half. Team USA has been in control from the start. They've gone back to the bench now. O'Donnell along with Rosenthal, Young, and Orozco have returned. Entry into 2 meters for Kazakhstan. They go cross pass, dangerous pass, and taken away. Rosenthal rising up to grab that one.
Good defensive awareness there for Matty Rosenthal. Lots of whitewater. When you can get 4 new substitutes in, just like Coach Corian did right now, you expect them to counter out hard, and that's what they're doing.
Here's Young. Brings it over to O'Donnell. Rosenthal working into 2 meters, takes the catch. Can't make the turn, knocked away. Good steal there. Marina Gritsenko coming over. And now a long outlet pass. Zharkova sends it out to Shepolina. And a shot clock malfunction there. It resets, and we're on the way.
Could have been an exclusion at 2 meters there. Matty Rosenthal on a strong move to the goal.
Ordinary. Shot clock to 9. Entry in. Wheeling inside. And taken away. O'Donnell and Orozco able to combine to tip that one away. And the official making the gesture. Players still had their hand on the ball. No call to be made there.
It's also a 3-on-1 situation and an advantage for the defense. Tough to get a call there when you're so outnumbered.
Contra foul called against Team USA. And it's back to Zharkova and Kazakhstan.
They called a kick on Matty Rosenthal there at the center position. It's nice to see the officials demonstrate what the contra foul is. It helps with the understanding of the game, not only for the athletes, but for the spectators as well.
Here's Kraus now again into the passing lane, takes it away, and showing her speed here, breaking away from 2 defenders, all alone, has time to check the rearview mirror, and then lobs it in and puts it away, and an 11-2 lead for Team USA as Jillian Kraus gets out ahead of the field for her second and an 11-2 advantage.
Jillian Kraus showing her athleticism and her speed and her scoring ability all in this game. And these are the skills and the attributes she's trying to prove to her teammates and her coaches to try to make this squad on a long-term basis here.
Yeah, one of the veterans of this program went to UCLA, won a host of national championships there, and has been in this national team program, and one of those athletes trying to get through that next level, that Olympic team level, has taken part in the World Championships.
She's also coached with Dan Klatt at UC Irvine. Grew up playing for the SoCal Water Polo Club out there in Tustin. So shout out to all her coaches in SoCal that helped develop such a great athlete.
Yeah, it's one of the great things. You look around this Team USA, and every single one of them, you can identify them with a USA Water Polo Club where they came up, and who helped kind of form them when they were first getting into the game. Turnover, here's Musselman, now O'Donnell. 1:20 to go here in the first half. An 11-2 lead for Team USA. Rosenthal trying to turn, lost the ball. Taken away. Tarova with the steal. Long outlet pass now setting up Daria Roga. Nice crowd on hand here in Riverside, but this one has been in control for Team USA. They haven't had too much to get fired up about.
Ooh, a little wrestling going on at 2 meters. Mirzbakova called with a contra against Colleen O'Donnell. Good defense by Colleen O'Donnell now swimming out in transition. A little bit of an advantage for her.
47 seconds left here in the first half. 11-2 lead for Team USA. Here's Orozco. Rosenthal lost her cap. She's in there at 2 meters. Fisher looking for her, and an exclusion called. And a timeout will be called. Exclusion against Kazakhstan.
Marissa Young on the drive, drawing the exclusion.
Will go against Daria Roga. She'll head out, and timeout called by Team USA with 38 seconds left here in the first half. Just a dominant effort here. They've just come out and controlled Kazakhstan from the start, and hasn't even looked remote that Kazakhstan is looking to get back into this game. Their efforts on offense, USA defense has been there, and then they're just turning the ball over between contra fouls and other mistakes on the offensive end, not even getting a chance to get some of their players involved. This is a team that lost handily last night. They did score 7 goals, though.
Yeah. You know, the worst part about a contra foul, when you commit a contra foul, an offensive foul in water polo, it doesn't give your teammates an opportunity to react on the defensive end. So when you commit contra fouls on offense, you are feeding the counterattack of another team. And when you have such a strong, fast, experienced team like Team USA, you are feeding them counter goals, and that's what we're seeing here tonight.
Not to mention just kind of a depressing tone for your team. You make a stop on defense, you finally are on offense, and then you give it right back. You had to go back and play defense again.
Yeah. 6-on-5 for Team USA.
Here's Musselman. Orozco gives a look. Now Fisher. Young in there, also Rosenthal. Good look inside, redirect. Orozco to Young. Beautifully done. Priscilla Orozco's had a couple of nice passes in this one, and Marissa Young puts that one away, and Team USA continues to pile it on here with 20 seconds left in the first half.
You know, Greg, there's a lot of young water polo players in the stand here from the Riverside area watching, and I hope they took good note of that 6-on-5 play. Every girl on Team USA kept the ball high, was a threat to the goal, and when Priscilla Orozco came up, locked the goalie and made that cross pass, beautiful play, and Marissa Young had her hand ready for the ball. So just all around great teachable moment, an example for young teams to see what a good 6-on-5 looks like.
About out of time here in the first half. Kazakhstan will get one last shot off. Kiev with the save, and that'll do it for the first half. 2 quarters in the books. All Team USA 12-2. They lead Kazakhstan in this second group play match. We're here at the half. We'll take a timeout, come back and look at some of the first half stats and get you ready for the third. You're watching live here from Riverside. We'll be back. Back here at the half. Team USA all over Kazakhstan right now, 12-2. Kazakhstan, their lone goals, Anna Tarova and Zamira Mirzabakova. For Team USA, Colleen O'Donnell, KK Clark, Jillian Krause, Cami Craig, all with 2 goals. E.B. Kiev and net hasn't had to do a whole lot. 3 saves here so far in the first half. Kelly Gilchrist, Mackenzie Fisher, Priscilla Orozco, Marissa Young, the other goal scorers. It's a dominant effort from Team USA here. If you're Coach Coyne, imagine you're going over some things, but you got to be pretty pleased with what you've seen here through 2 quarters.
You know, I think he's going to be pleased with some of these things, but I think great coaches don't look at the scoreboard, particularly in a situation like this where it's group play. You're confident you're going to get the win. You know, at no point are they looking up and seeing how many goals have we put up. You've already kind of seen the coaching staff giving a lot of instruction, even frustrated on a lot of plays. Every possession counts right now. It's an evaluation period for the athletes. It's a growing moment for the team. So they're continuing to teach. And these coaches and these athletes, they're not sitting back comfortable that they're in the lead. They know they're going to win the game, but can they get better in the process? And that's the big question.
A 12-2 lead for Team USA. Third quarter is on the way. We'll take a quick break and come back with the third right here from Riverside. Third period about to begin. John Abdu and Greg Meskel here with you from the Riverside Aquatics Complex. Day 2 of the FINA Women's Intercontinental Tournament. And Team USA well on their way to a 2-0 start in group play as they are controlling Kazakhstan right now 12-2. Tomorrow night, Team USA will meet Canada at 7:30 p.m. And if you're going off what we've seen in group play here, we've had both Team USA and Canada with pretty convincing wins, assuming Team USA hangs on here. That should lead us to a pretty exciting game tomorrow night for those 2 rivals. The opening sprint is controlled here by KK Clark after Maddie Musselman gets there first. And Elise Williams will handle. So USA back with their starters. Clark looking inside for Craig. Here's Williams. Teams have switched ends. Team USA in the white, Kazakhstan in the dark. Looking inside to Craig. And a exclusion is called against Kazakhstan. That will go against number 6, Anastasia Mirshina. And deflected out. It'll stay with Team USA at the 2-meter line as Musselman will get things live. Here's Krause. And Clark. Opening moments here of the third. Kelly Gilchrist takes a look. Great look inside to Craig. She misses in close off the post. Well, 9 times out of 10, Cami Craig puts that one away.
Yeah, most definitely. Nice no-look pass from Gilchrist from the 6th spot. Beautiful look.
12-2, Team USA in front. Ordinary called. Here's Kazakhstan, entry pass inside. Quick backhand there from 2 meters as Jakayeva almost caught E.B. Kiev, but it goes off the crossbar.
Yeah, nice attempt there from the captain, Jakayeva. The Americans up again in transition. Elise Williams inside water.
But a contra foul is called. Hold called there.
I think they caught Cami Craig holding, keeping the defender from jumping to Elise Williams.
Here's Shepolina now advancing the ball. She'll move ahead for Kazakhstan. Cross pass. Quick shot off the post. And the rebound control to Team USA. Now there, Kazakhstan made something happen quickly. They missed the shot, but they could use some more of that.
Yeah, no, it was a positive possession for Kazakhstan. But again, they had a counterattack advantage because of the contra foul on offense. If you're going to commit a contra foul, no matter what team you are feeding your opponent's counterattack. So you got to stay away from those if you want to try to keep your game under control.
Here's Kraus. Gilchrist. Musselman driving through. It goes to Clark. She tries the near side skip, and it's knocked down there by Zharkova. Now a long outlet pass trying to generate a counterattack, but Shepolina didn't realize the ball was behind her right there. She gets things going into the front court.
You know, the pass out of your goalie's hand will dictate the pace of your counterattack. That the Kazakhstan on the front line of their counterattack received the ball. That actually effectively kills your counterattack because any advantage that you may have had is now used to receive the ball, get the ball, and just maintain possession. And as you see, shot clock runs out on them, dead possession.
Kazakhstan has to toss it aside. Kiev will come out and grab it. .5:22 to go here in the third. 12-2. Team USA has been in control of this one since the opening sprint. Gilchrist looking inside. And Jillian Krause posting up and scoring. Double post there with Krause and Craig, and the entry goes into Jillian Krause. She puts it away, and that is her third. And it's a 13-2 lead for Team USA.
Yep, Jillian Krause taking advantage of the opportunity tonight, showing her versatility, getting goals on the counterattack and transition, on post-ups from the outside. So taking advantage.
5:09 left.
Beautiful night here in Riverside, Greg. Really gorgeous, actually. Cool weather. This is a beautiful facility they have here at the Riverside Aquatics Complex. It's awesome to see games under the lights. Water polo at night under the lights and venues like this, can't beat it.
Yeah, this venue just a couple of years old, relatively new here for Riverside. Here on the campus of RCC. Almost taken away there. Musselman with a near steal to stay with Kazakhstan, but it's quickly becoming one of the premier venues. They held the CIF Swim Championships here for the southern section, so this is becoming quickly one of the top venues for aquatics in Southern California, and especially in the Inland Empire. Yeah,
absolutely. CIF Swim Finals just recently. Women's Intercontinental Qualification Tournament right now. And in July, we'll be back here for the UANA Junior Pan Ams, boys and girls event, July 7th to the 15th, as we see Kazakhstan get a big goal and break the ice here.
And Natalia Shepolina getting that lob to go. 13-3 the score in favor of Team USA. 4:25. And you mentioned all those events, and this facility also one of the finalists for the USA Diving Trials for 2016. Ended up not getting that, but they're in that conversation now for some of these prestigious aquatic events on a national and international scene.
Yeah, there's signage here for those of you guys who are watching online and may not be able to see that the Riverside Sports Commission and the City of Riverside have really put a lot of effort, money, and resources into hosting this event and all events. So we'll be at Riverside quite often, and we'll be happy to do so with a facility like this.
Here's Young from the outside, bangs it off the post. The rebound controlled by Mirshina.
You know, as we mentioned, the UANA Junior Pan Ams, boys and girls, that's essentially a 19 and under tournament this summer, July 7th to the 15th, out here in Riverside. Again, we'll see some Team USA athletes there with both genders. It could be, again, for the community, another great thing for USA Water Polo members to come out to.
An exclusion called against Team USA. That will go against Number 8, Mackenzie Fisher, that's her second, and a timeout called by Kazakhstan. And while we're plugging upcoming events, Team USA on the men's side will be taking on Serbia in a big 4-game series up in Northern California. So for some of our fans that maybe couldn't make it down here to SoCal to watch this action, if you're up in NorCal, you're up in that Bay Area, East Bay, all around there, 4 different locations this June 4th through 8th, June 4th at the University of the Pacific, June 5th at UC Davis, and then June 7th at Cal Berkeley, and June 8th at Stanford. So tickets for those events and everything on usawaterpolo.org. And it's going to be a great opportunity to see Coach Dejan Dovicic and his Team USA squad take on one of the best in the world in Serbia.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a really exciting tour of games. We'll be live streaming all of those games. Excited to do that call with you again, Greg, when we go up north. But to watch 2 of the powerhouses, USA and Serbia, on the men's side. Looking forward to it.
Here's Kazakhstan out of the timeout now, looking to capitalize on a 6-on-5. Shot attempt, field blocked.
Great field block. Priscilla Roscoe, Colleen O'Donnell, both being active up top. Big arms.
Outside try, Kiev got a piece of that off the crossbar. Sides come even now. Kazakhstan with a new shot clock. And then a contra foul, another pull on Kazakhstan. So they had another opportunity on offense, then ended up giving it back to Team USA, and they'll take over with 3:05 to go here in the third and a 13-3 advantage.
A nice defensive series for Team USA. Field block, save from Kiev. Good stop.
Here's Musselman. Ordinary called. Near side, Orozco. Musselman takes a look, puts it inside for Rosenthal, deals it back out. Musselman firing and hitting.
Beautiful.
Maddie Musselman connecting from the outside. Just a high school sophomore, 15 years old, out here with the best of the best in women's international water polo. Able to hit from the outside, 14-3, the lead right now for Team USA.
A great offensive possession for Team USA. We talked earlier about when the ball comes to center forward, if they're not going to put their hand on the bottom, they put it on top. It's a bad thing. See Maddie Rosenthal get right underneath the ball and kick the ball out immediately into Maddie Musselman's hands in shooting position, and just a beautiful shot from the youngster Maddie Musselman. Excited to see her parents out in the stands right now watching. Excited to see that. Her coach, Ross Sinclair, out in the stands right now. Stood up and clapped for that one. So, exciting time for Maddie in her career.
Great athletic family. Her sister also plays water polo. Her dad, a major league pitcher.
Yep.
So obviously some good sporting genes there. And Musselman here making an impact for Team USA. Inside, Rosenthal deals it out to Mackenzie Fisher. She'll try and go off speed on the changeup there, and it's just off the bar. And another athlete there with a great family of athletes. Her
Absolutely.
dad, a Olympian in water polo. 1:48 to go here in the third. 14-3, the lead for Team USA.
Yeah, her parents are watching the game as well. Always great to see former USA Olympians in our sport here, supporting not only their kids but the federation in general in our sport.
And a contra foul in Kazakhstan, another suit grab. This will go back to E.B. Kiev.
Big numbers for Team USA. Long pass from Kiev.
A little too much on that one. Almost was a shot attempt.
Yeah, dangerous.
And Coach Adam Krikorin can laugh about that one. Kiev giving the, sorry, coach, that one got away from me.
Yeah, and Kiev smiling and laughing right now, too. I don't know if she'd be laughing. If I was the other goalie, I would have shot the ball while she was looking at her coaches back the other way, but Kazakhstan didn't take advantage.
1:10 to go here in the third, 14-3. Outside attempt, Kiev there with the save, knocks it down with the left on the outside shot attempt by Mirshina. And 1 minute to play here in the third, a 14-3 lead for Team USA. So only 2 goals for the United States here in the third, but the defense has done the job, allowing just 1 from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, ball under. Kazakhstan's going to have an advantage if they hustle here. You got to swim.
They force the ball under on Young. Kazakhstan now on the move. Here's Mirshina. Controlling, being pressed on the near side here by O'Donnell. Now they try and set up their offense here with 15 on the shot clock. And they'll get an exclusion. This one will go on KK Clark. That's her second. And a 6-on-5 chance here for Kazakhstan. Here's Gritsenko. They go far side, Shepolina. About 4-second differential shot in the game clock. Shot clock to 13. Bad pass there. Precious seconds ticking away here. And now sides are even. They're down to 5 on the shot clock. Down to 2. Might not get a shot off. And they don't. Kiev saves it, but it won't count. And now just 2 seconds left here. Here's a time where Kiev could have shot it, but they'll give it off to Clark, and that'll bring an end to the third. After 3, still all Team USA on their way to a victory. They're ahead of Kazakhstan 14-3. We're back after this with the fourth. About to get started with the fourth quarter here from Riverside, 14-3. Team USA leading Kazakhstan, well on their way to their second victory of the week, setting up a match of the undefeateds tomorrow night when they meet Canada at 7:30 p.m. And one more quarter to go. All around solid effort here from Team USA. E.B. Kiev going the distance here in goal. She's taking care of business. The team defense in front of her, stifling Kazakhstan, and then offensively, Team USA really spreading it around. A variety of scores, getting almost everyone involved. Every field player that has played tonight except 2 have scored a goal for Team USA. That's what you call a balanced scoring attack.
Coach Krikorian always preaches about team effort and team building, and it's evident tonight as this is a team looking to make a difference. And ooh, Jokieva with an incredibly strong move at 2 meters for Kazakhstan.
And able to draw a penalty. And that one will go on USA and Elise Williams. And that's her first. But Kiev with a save punches that out of play.
Nice.
Nicely done by E.B. Kiev. Big penalty block there. And it'll stay with Kazakhstan and a new possession.
What an unbelievable experience for E.B. Kiev. Here's this athlete out of the state of Illinois. You know, I got a chance to actually meet E.B. Kiev when she was in high school. Just getting started, really green. She came to a couple of my water polo camps, and to see her now playing internationally on this stage for Team USA, it's been a meteoric rise for this young lady, and she's just getting started.
Another save there for Kiev, as you say that, and she got a little bit of experience with Team USA. Got to train with the senior team. You go back to last spring prior to the World League qualifier there in Los Alamitos, so got a couple of days of training. As we see an outside shot there from Musselman, but this is a much different experience here, able to compete and train for well over a week and try and put herself in contention for some future roster spots here as we look towards the rest of the summer with the Super Final and the World Cup on the way.
Yeah, you know, in football and in soccer, they call it getting a cap, you know, in a game, and this is this week she's getting her first caps. You know, she's getting her first opportunities to play in these big-time games.
Shot attempt there. Kiev pulls it down, piling up a couple of saves here now with 7 saves on the night.
Yeah, and just for the confidence, I mean, E.B. Kiev has a long way to go in terms of her development, and she's still a young athlete, but it's experiences like these that give you confidence and the building blocks to improve. Without them, you know, it's hard to stay inspired and motivated, and I think this will be a great jumping block for her.
Here's Williams. Over to Gilchrist. Looking in at Craig. Gilchrist goes lob. She has got the touch on that lob shot. Showed it in the win over Japan. We see it again here tonight, as that's her second goal and the 15th of the evening for Team USA.
She certainly has that touch on that lob. We've seen her do it over and over again. But she gets that opportunity because Cammie Craig is demanding a double team, a triple team at the center forward position, and that's what frees her up for that goal.
Kazakhstan back on offense. Ordinary call. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Entry inside. Great defense. Kraus coming over to make that steal. But then it'll come back to Kazakhstan. Actually, no, excuse me. It'll stay with Team USA. A little confusion there on the call, and then a Kazakhstan player picked it up and started to play offense. The official giving them some patience there to sort things out.
Yeah.
Here's Williams over to Clark. Out to Kraus. Entry inside, partially deflected, taken away there by Akabayeva. It'll come back to Zharkova, and Kazakhstan will start their offense. A little over 5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Exclusion called. It will go against Jillian Kraus. That's her first, and a 6-on-5 here for Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan moving in on their attack. Top of the perimeter. Gritsenko fires and scores. Marina Gritsenko hitting from the outside on the 6-on-5. Kazakhstan gets one back. They trail 15-4. 5 minutes to play here in the fourth.
That was a laser from Gritsenko. You wonder where that's been all game. But, great top shelf shot. The times that Kazakhstan has had an opportunity to set up their power play has actually been effective. When they get a chance to set up, are methodical about it, take their time and are patient, they get good looks. So hopefully that's something they can build on for their own development.
Just been trying to generate that offense. Has been tough to come by here in this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Williams. Gilchrist. Craig into 2 meters. Near side to Kraus. She'll go get it. Out to Clark. Around Gilchrist. Shot clock to 7. She's knocked down. Ordinary called.
Look at Jockey Ava and Maddie Muslin over here. Ball's going to come out. This is going to likely be a double exclusion, but the sophomore in high school getting into it with the captain from Kazakhstan. I like it.
Can't let herself get pushed around, even though she's one of the newcomers. So Musselman will be excluded, as will Jockeyeva. Second for Jockeyeva. And just the first for Musselman. And now 5-on-5 water polo here.
The 5-on-5 double exclusion here, it actually in the reset of the shot clock, or excuse me, with 4 seconds left on shot clock, sometimes that gives an advantage to the offensive team. And as you see, Cammie Craig had room to work. Gets off a quick shot, but gets excluded in the backcourt.
So Craig will be excluded on her way down, and then a timeout will be called. That's the first on Cammie Craig. 4:23 to go in the fourth. Timeout, Kazakhstan, 15-4. Team USA in front. As we wind things down here on day 2 of the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. And Team USA in a great spot here to try and come out of their group in first place. They're going to have to go through Canada tomorrow night. If things continue to shake out the way they've gone thus far, as you look ahead towards the crossover, winner of this Group A that USA and Canada are in, likely looking at a crossover with Venezuela come the crossover round, and an up-and-coming team that has struggled here. So the goal, obviously, you want to set yourself up with, in theory, the easiest opponent in that crossover, and
sure,
that's what Team USA, that's what Canada are looking to do thus far. And for a team like Kazakhstan, the way they've played thus far, they know they're going to probably have to deal with someone pretty tough out of Group B when they get to the crossover round.
Yeah, for Kazakhstan, either way, this is a development opportunity for them. It is group play, but they're looking towards Friday, and can they get better by Friday to put themselves in a position to win that game?
Back to the action here, a 6-on-5 opportunity. Here's Kazakhstan. Into the middle and deflected in. I'd be curious to see if a U.S. player didn't accidentally get a hand on that. They're going to give credit to Anastasia Mirshina.
I think that was an own goal for Team USA. KK Clark in the center defender position. I'd have to get another look on it, but she did a good job of deflecting, trying to deflect the pass and having awareness, but deflected it in her own goal.
And when you're up 15-5, it's all smiles here.
Yeah, Coach Krikorian with a big smile on his face. Evie keeps smiling, kind of pointing her finger. Hey, it was someone else, not me. But they'll get a good laugh about this when they go over film tomorrow and try to figure out what happened.
4:01 to go. Here's Kraus. And called for a contra foul, clearing out with the off arm. It'll go back to Kazakhstan.
You know, KK Clark's been a part of some interesting plays so far in this tournament. You know, with a panicked clear out yesterday that we saw against Team Japan, potentially an own goal here. She's an incredible athlete, and so these opportunities for Coach Krikorian and Coach Klatt and Coach Owning to hone her skills will only make her better, as we see Ibi Kiev with a textbook lob block against Kazakhstan.
There's a good look at Coach Krikorian. As Kiev able to get up there and knock that one away. She's had a nice game for herself here. Here's Musselman moving in. Rosenthal backing up, creating some space. But an exclusion is called. The keeper, Zharkova, was coming out, but first Mirshina will be excluded. And a 6-on-5 here for Team USA with 3:15 to go in the fourth.
Great positioning by Maddie Rosenthal at 2 meters, drawing the exclusion. And
great no look.
Gilchrist
to Rosenthal. She puts it away. And it's another goal for Team USA with 3:06 to go here in the fourth. And with Rosenthal scoring, the campaign begins to get Elise Williams a shot, because she's the only field player here that has not scored in this one.
Gilchrist, though, does it again, right? No look pass from that 6th position. She gave one earlier to Cammie Craig. Unfortunately, she missed on that opportunity, but Gilchrist comes back again, locks the goalie, no looks the ball to the 2-post to Maddie Rosenthal, who gets up big on her legs and slams it home.
A 16-5 lead for Team USA. This one's never been in doubt for the United States. And Kazakhstan will take over with less than 3 minutes to go here in the fourth. Entry inside, Orozco coming over, Young defending. O'Donnell picks it up. Long outlet pass. Here's Kiev throwing ahead to Musselman.
Yep.
And an exclusion in transition. Nicely done there by Musselman, drawing that. And the exclusion goes on Oksana Sychuk.
And good aggressive play by Ibi Kiev, getting the ball out there and dropping another great pass to lead to the exclusion.
Here's O'Donnell. Now Orozco. Swinging around Musselman. Fisher takes a look. O'Donnell. Orozco. Musselman. Fires. Saved. Out of play. Sides have come even, but it'll be a new shot clock for Team USA. Nice save there by Zharkova on the Musselman attempt.
You know, new shot clock for Team USA. They should be patient here, try to develop something else on the offensive, but instead forced Colleen O'Donnell, forces it early. There were 27 seconds on the shot clock after getting a new possession on the shot by Musselman. You tend to want to take your time there and make the defense work a little bit. It's a great advantage to have second chance opportunities like that. Puts the defense on their heels.
Here's Tarova. Under 2 to go now in the fourth. Kazakhstan looking for another. From behind, Rosenthal, great defense. Knocked down that attempt right as Sychuk was about to release it. The ball back to Kiev and Team USA.
Awesome to see Maddie Rosenthal playing offense and defense, doing it all. You know, her brother, Michael Rosenthal, both of them from Florida on the men's senior national team, training with them right now, getting ready to go to their World League qualification tournament in China next week.
Here's O'Donnell. Looking inside, dangerous pass. A couple of turnovers here late for Colleen O'Donnell. As coming over for the steal there was Tarova. Minute 15 to go in the fourth. 16-5, USA in front. Sychuk. Shot clock to 6. Outside attempt. Kiev got a piece of it. Adds to her save tally. 9 on the night. New shot clock for Kazakhstan. That one off the crossbar, long rebound. Kazakhstan can chase this down. They'll have a new shot clock. Just 38 seconds left here in the match. Entry inside again. Musselman defending. The double team comes. O'Donnell there for the steal. Takes it away. And back to Kiev, and the shot clock is off, and Team USA can wind things down here in this fourth quarter. A dominant effort from the United States.
You know, Team USA is going to attack and try to score a goal here, as they should. Goal differential is important, although contra foul on them now. They will not get an opportunity to score again. But, you know, you talked about them playing Canada tomorrow. The goal differential in case of a tie against Canada is going to be important in group play.
And that's the horn, and that's the final. Team USA wins this one going away 16-5 in convincing fashion over Kazakhstan. They improve to 2-0 in group play. Kazakhstan falls to 0-2. And a dominant effort here, John, for the United States. We look at some of the final stats here. We told you earlier, every field player but one gets a goal here. 2 apiece for KK Clark, Kaylee Gilchrist, Cammie Craig. You see 3 for Jillian Krause, 1 for Mackenzie Fisher, Maddie Musselman, Priscilla Rosekill, Marissa Young, Maddie Rosenthal. E.B. Keith does the job in net, 10 saves. Excellent all-around effort.
Yeah, great team effort by Team USA. Again, the coaching staff's not really looking at the scoreboard except if out for group play. They're looking at every single possession of this game as a teaching moment, and so many positives that they can get out of it and take away from this as they build upon their success early in this tournament and look to face Canada tomorrow night here.
So the final here, Team USA takes it 16-5. We're going to take a quick timeout and return. Be joined by a member of the victorious Team USA squad. And then we'll wrap things up here from Riverside. So don't go away. Come back and join us. We're back after this. Hi, everyone. Welcome back poolside here in Riverside. We're joined with Jillian Krause from Team USA in the big victory over Kazakhstan, 16-5. Jillian with 3 goals. Nice game out there and a complete effort for you guys. It seemed like you were in control of this one from start to finish.
Yeah, it was definitely a great team effort, and it was a well-rounded game. A lot of people put a hard effort forward, and it was a great win overall, and it was a step up from yesterday.
Kazakhstan, known to sometimes be a little bit of a physical team, was that on your mind, trying to break free of them, make sure that you guys had some movement out there and kind of get your offense on track?
Well, you definitely have to adjust to each team, and so a big thing is we wanted to make sure that, as we played Japan yesterday, we wanted to keep the mindset on, we have to move on to Kazakhstan and, adjust to their game style to make sure that we were prepared and ready to enter the game with, a plan of what Kazakhstan was going to do.
You're one of the veterans of this group now. There's a lot of high schoolers out here. There's 2 high schoolers. There's some newcomers. This is like their first tournament. What is it like for you to be in that role where not necessarily that you're out there giving out sage advice every minute, but to be kind of that experienced person?
Well, they definitely keep me young, and it's such an exciting group, and they're so fun to have on the team, and, they keep me up on the social media and all that stuff, so off the pool. But it's a great group of girls, in all honesty, and it's exciting to play together and grow together as well.
So a couple of plays here, you're able to get out in kind of the passing lane and take it the other way. I'm thinking one play in particular, you make a steal around mid-tank, you take off the whole way. Take me through your thought process. When you make that steal, you end up kind of laying out a little bit, rolling out, and taking a shot and scoring a goal. When you get out in that lane, you make that steal, do you know already, my plan, I'm going to try and beat this person down the pool, and is all of that already developed in your mind, or do you kind of just take it as it goes? What's your thought there?
Well, I think you have to adjust as it comes. After that ball got tipped, you have to look back and make sure that you're closing out that defensive possession, and luckily my other teammates were right there to swoop it right back up, and then, you move on from there forward. So I think it depends in the moment and the situation on what happens, and in that moment my teammates were able to cover and grab the ball, and we were able to advance forward.
Tomorrow night you take on Canada. Theoretically, this will be a much tougher game. They have had their way with their first 2 opponents. You guys have been able to win your first 2 games. What are your thoughts as you go against a team that you obviously know very well, and that's one of your big rivals?
It's always a challenging game against Canada. They're very physical. They're talented as well. So, we expect to play a great game against a great competitor. So, we're excited to play as well, and we know that they're going to come out strong equally. And so we'll see. It'll be an exciting game to watch.
And last thing, there's a lot of NCAA talent in this pool that's active in college right now. You were just on the bench for UC Irvine last weekend trying to game plan against some of these people, some of your current teammates right now. What is it like to be out here now playing with and against them?
A little role reversal, I have to say.
Sure.
No, it's definitely, you have the best talent, and like I said, it is a great group of girls, so it's easy to transition from being a coach and game planning against these girls to, coming together and competing together as a team and as a unit.
All right, Jillian Krause, big game in the win. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll take a break and come back to wrap things up here in Riverside. And we're back here in Riverside to wrap things up. The day that was day 2 of the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. And John, another exciting day of women's water polo here. As usual, we had one close game, just like yesterday, and then the rest touch lopsided here and there. We started things off, China and Venezuela. China left nothing to doubt, 24-6 as they cruise over Venezuela, and just a dominant effort from that team, a team like the U.S. that is determined to advance here in this tournament.
Yeah, and the Chinese women coming off of a tough loss to Australia on day 1, so really rebounding and showing their worth and proving their competitiveness today. So always good to see teams come back after a loss.
And then we moved on to Canada and Japan, 15-6. This was somewhat close early on, and then again Canada showing their strengths. Japan, the way they play water polo has given even some of the best teams here some difficulties early on. But you talked about it, kind of their gambling style of defense. Eventually they lose, and then the other team is able to take advantage.
Yeah, Japan plays high risk, high reward water polo, and the reward you see in the first half, but you don't see the reward in the second half. You see the risks don't pay off, and the dominant teams like Canada and USA have made them pay.
Our third game, easily our game of the day, Australia and Brazil, a 9-6 win for Australia, but this was a one-goal game midway through the fourth. Brazil was right there. Outstanding play out of their keeper, Tess Oliveira, but at the end of the day, Australia, Gemma Beadsworth, Ash Southern, just too strong.
Yeah, that was an awesome game to watch and to talk about, and a great learning moment for both teams. Australians won the game, but I can promise you they're not walking away satisfied with their effort against the Brazilians, while the Brazilians, who come up just short, are going to probably walk away with some confidence and some swagger out of that, that hopefully they can build some momentum through the course of the week. It was really impressive to see the Brazilians step up today.
And then the last game that we just had the nightcap here, Team USA taking on Kazakhstan, and this one was over from the start, a 16-5 victory for Team USA. They get everyone but one field player to score. Jillian Krause with 3 goals leads the way. Ibi Kiev does the job in net. And Team USA, after a slow start against Japan, they left no doubt. They came out and took it to Kazakhstan from the start.
Yeah. Obviously, that was a mismatch for Kazakhstan coming in against the powerhouse and the defending gold medalist from the 2012 Olympics in Team USA. But the best thing about that game for Team USA is it's the strong start, the confidence from the young shooters immediately to start the game, put it away early, and then you could use the rest of the game as a teaching tool for the rest of the tournament.
So that does it for day 2 here from the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. We're right back at it here tomorrow for the final day of group play. First match will take place at 3 p.m. Team USA will close things out tomorrow against Canada at 7:30 p.m. So join us for all the action right here from the Riverside Aquatics Complex. For John Abdu, Greg Meskell, our entire crew, we'll see you here tomorrow. So long from Riverside.